Welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're diving into a pretty big topic,
Yeah.
the meaning of life.
Oh, wow.
We're going to be looking at it through the lens of this book called Life by Levent Karahan.
Interesting.
And it gets into some seriously mind-bending concepts.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about existence, souls, even time travel.
Okay.
And there's a fictional story in here about Jesus' return.
Sounds fascinating.
So today we're going to try to distill the essence of Karahan's thinking
All right.
and hopefully spark some interesting questions for you about your own life.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, Karahan throws out this idea.
Okay.
What if our existence is like a giant shared dream?
A shared dream.
He suggests that we're all just fragments
Okay.
of a larger super being.
Yes, the super being.
Exactly.
So not like a superhero with a cape or anything like that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Karahan describes it as the source of all consciousness.
Right.
So like a universal mind.
Okay, so we're all connected somehow.
Yeah, we experience life as individuals, but ultimately we're all connected.
Okay.
Like characters in a collective dream.
It's a powerful image.
Yeah.
Think about the most vivid dream you've ever had.
Okay.
That one that felt so real, you could almost taste it.
Right.
What if this life is similar?
Whoa.
A temporary exploration
Yeah.
within that larger consciousness.
That's a question that really stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a dream, does it change how we view our actions?
No, that's interesting.
Our choices.
Does it mean our choices don't matter?
Right.
Because it's all an illusion.
Or does it make every act even more significant?
Yeah.
Because it's all contributing to this grand shared experience.
Yeah.
It's heavy stuff.
It is.
Karahan doesn't shy away from those tough questions.
Good.
He goes on to explore what happens after death,
Okay.
suggesting that our souls
Yeah.
return to the super being
Right.
and they don't just disappear.
So what happens to them?
They share the experiences they've gathered,
Interesting.
like uploading data
Yeah,
back
dude.
to the mainframe.
That's a cool analogy.
Thanks.
And then what?
Then Karahan suggests
Yeah.
souls choose to enter new lives.
Okay.
They're driven by this thirst for new experiences.
They want to learn new things.
Yeah, it's like we're eternal explorers,
Hmm.
constantly seeking out new adventures,
Okay.
new perspectives.
So it's not about reaching some final destination.
No,
It's about the journey itself.
the journey.
The constant learning and evolution.
That's right.
He even argues that living forever in one game, so to speak,
Yeah.
would be incredibly boring.
Who would want that?
We'd miss the point of experiencing a variety of lives.
Exactly.
All those diverse perspectives and challenges.
Makes you think about things a little differently.
It does.
Doesn't it?
Now, if we are these eternal souls,
Okay.
constantly evolving through different lifetimes,
Yeah.
does that mean we can access those
Yeah.
past experiences? That leads us to one of the most fascinating parts of the book,
Oh, really?
Karahan's take on time travel.
Time travel.
Yeah.
He's not talking about building a time machine, is he?
No, he's not.
Okay.
He's proposing something much more profound.
Okay. I'm listening.
He suggests that all moments in time
Yep.
already exist within the super being,
Okay.
within this quasi-reality, as he calls it.
Quasi-reality.
And we can theoretically tap into that data and experience it
Wow.
as if it were happening now.
So instead of physically traveling through time,
Right?
we're accessing different points in time
Exactly.
through
Consciousness.
consciousness.
That's mind-boggling.
It is.
I like it.
He uses a simple example,
Okay, what's that?
the act of looking at the stars.
Looking at the stars.
Yeah.
Oh.
The light we see from distant stars
Yeah.
has traveled millions of years to reach us.
Right.
So we're literally looking into the past,
Oh, wow.
present, future.
Yeah.
It's all happening simultaneously. So if our consciousness could tap into that universal data bank,
Yeah.
imagine reliving a cherished childhood memory,
You could.
or even getting a glimpse of a potential future.
Those possibilities are both exhilarating and terrifying.
Yeah, they are.
Aren't they?
Definitely. Okay, we've covered existence as a shared dream,
We have.
souls on a cosmic journey,
Yep.
and the potential for time travel.
That's right.
Where does God fit into all of this?
That's where things get even more intriguing.
Even more intriguing.
Karahan doesn't shy away from exploring the concept of God,
Okay.
but he approaches it in a way that aligns with his core ideas.
Mating.
He explores several theories, some traditional, some more unconventional.
Right.
But the one that resonated the most with me,
Yeah,
and perhaps with you as well,
maybe.
is the idea of God as a watcher.
A watcher. like some cosmic observer
Exactly.
watching the human experiment unfold.
Exit.
Okay, so it's not about an interventionist God
No.
who actively controls our lives, but rather a force that observes
Yes.
and records our choices and experiences, perhaps even learns from them.
That's right.
Okay, now that raises some serious questions for me.
I bet.
If there is this watcher,
Yeah.
does that change how I approach my life?
Interesting.
Does it make me more accountable for my actions?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one that Karahan explores
Oh, yeah.
through a fictional story within the book.
Okay.
The story that really puts these ideas into a tangible context.
Okay, story time. I'm intrigued.
Let's do it. So this story in the book,
Yeah.
it centers around these two siblings,
Okay.
Sisam and Susesh,
Sisam and Susesh.
living on a Caribbean island.
Okay, nice.
And they encounter this
This what?
thought-provoking figure.
Okay.
Karahan calls him a madman
A madman.
who challenges their whole perception of reality.
So is he like literally mad?
I don't know.
Or more like a wise eccentric?
It's kind of left up in the air. But his words, they really stick with Sisam and Susesh.
Okay, what does he say?
He suggests that this life,
Yeah.
everything we experience, might be a dream that we haven't woken up from.
Whoa. Okay.
Go right.
So it sounds like this story is exploring the idea of existence as a dream, but on a more personal, relatable level.
Yeah.
What else happens in the story?
Well, there's another character,
Okay.
a wealthy weapons dealer.
Oh, okay.
And he kind of represents the opposite end of the spectrum.
Oh.
He's driven by greed and power,
Right.
completely focused on material wealth and dominance.
I see. So you've got the madman on one side and the weapons dealer on the other.
Exactly.
Like a yin and yang thing going on.
I like that.
Do these characters actually interact in this story?
They do.
Okay.
And their encounters really highlight the different ways humans can approach life.
Right.
But then the story takes a dramatic turn.
What happened?
An earthquake traps Sisam and Susesh in a cave.
Oh, no. Trapped in a cave. That sounds terrifying.
It is. They're facing potential death.
Right?
They're grappling with the big questions.
About what?
About God, the meaning of life, the nature of reality,
Wow.
all those themes we've been talking about.
So the cave becomes this like microcosm of the human experience.
Exactly.
A place to confront their own mortality and search for answers.
Yeah.
Do they make it out?
Well, to fully appreciate the ending, we need to consider another parallel plotline that Karahan introduces.
Okay, another plot line. What is it?
Well, Sisam and Susesh are trapped in the cave.
Yeah.
Their mother gives birth to twins.
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 I don't see the connection yet.
Just wait at the exact same time. A news report announces alien spaceships approaching Earth.
Whoa, hold on. Okay, that is a serious plot twist.
I know, right?
Twins, aliens, a cave.
It's a lot.
Karahan is really weaving a complex tapestry here.
He is.
So what's the connection between all these events?
That's the thing. Karahan leaves it open to interpretation. Are the twins somehow related to the aliens?
I don't know.
Did Sisam and Susesh escape the cave?
You're killing me.
We're left to ponder the possibilities.
I'm starting to understand why this book is so captivating.
Me too.
It's not about giving us all the answers.
Yep.
It's about making us think,
Right.
pushing us to question our assumptions.
Exactly. But what about that story of Jesus returning?
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that earlier.
That was a major part of the book.
Okay, tell me about that.
So Karahan jumps ahead a few years
Okay.
and introduces us to Epeneman.
Epeneman, who is he?
He's Sesam's brother.
Sesam's brother.
Yeah.
So we don't know for sure what happened to Sesam in the cave.
Right. Karahan kind of plays with our perception of time.
Okay.
We have to piece the puzzle together ourselves.
I like that.
But Epeneman's story is pretty interesting.
Okay, what happens?
Well, he's a very kind, generous person, and he ends up winning the lottery.
He wins the lottery.
He does.
Lucky guy.
But it's not just luck.
There's more to it.
It's orchestrated by his deceased grandfather,
His grandfather.
who seems to have this connection to the other side.
Okay, now we're getting into the mystical elements.
Right.
So the grandfather guides Epeneman to win the lottery. Why? What's the purpose?
It's all part of a larger plan.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Epeneman's win puts him on a path
To what?
to encounter Jesus.
You're kidding.
Yo.
So Jesus actually appears in the story.
He does in modern times.
This is getting wild.
I know.
Okay, so what's this modern day Jesus like?
He's portrayed as a very compassionate, wise figure,
Yeah.
advocating for peace love, forgiveness.
So pretty much like the traditional depiction.
Yeah, but he encourages Epaminondas
Uh-huh.
to turn the other cheek in the face of violence and prejudice.
Does he perform any miracles?
Not in the literal sense,
Okay.
but his presence has a powerful impact on everyone around him.
I bet.
People are drawn to his message of love and unity.
Yeah, that makes sense.
His words actually spark a wave of change in the world.
So it sounds like his return
Yeah.
is less about spectacle
Right.
and more about this subtle yet profound transformation.
Exactly.
Okay, but I have to ask,
Go ahead.
how does the rest of the world react to this second coming?
It's a good question.
I mean, it can't all be peace and love, right?
You're right.
What happens?
The authorities,
Yeah.
both political and those shadowy figures,
The ones controlling things behind the scenes.
Exactly. They see Jesus as a threat.
Okay.
They label him a danger to national security
Really?
and move to eliminate him.
Oh, no, surely they don't crucify him again.
Not literally,
Okay.
but they orchestrate a modern-day equivalent.
Oh, wow.
They arrest him for treason,
Treason.
sentence him to death by lethal injection.
That's awful.
They even stage the execution to kind of resemble a crucifixion.
That's intense. So what happens after Jesus' death?
Well, things get really interesting.
Okay.
The news channels go blank.
They do.
The stock market freezes.
Wow.
People abandon their materialistic pursuits.
What? They flee the cities in droves.
It's like the whole system short circuits.
It does.
Is this Karahan's vision of a reset button for humanity?
It's certainly a dramatic turning point,
It is.
but Karahan isn't done yet.
There's more.
He shifts the focus back to Mike, the soldier who lost his memory.
Oh, yeah, the one who fought in a war he couldn't remember
That's the one.
and ended up running for president.
That's right.
What happens to him?
Well, it turns out that Mike's memory loss
Yeah.
wasn't an accident.
Really?
It was those same shadowy figures
Oh, wow.
who targeted Jesus.
So they were behind it all along.
They were.
Why? What did they have against Mike?
They saw him as a threat
A threat.
because he wanted to end the war
Okay.
and create a more just society.
I could see why they'd be threatened by that.
They wiped his memory,
And then what?
sent him to the front lines,
Hoping he'd die.
hoping he'd die, but he survived
Wow.
and even became president,
So he's like a modern-day prophet.
challenging the status quo.
Yeah. Did he succeed in changing things?
That's what I want to know.
He made some progress,
Like what?
ending the war, bringing the troops home.
Okay.
But his efforts to dismantle the existing power structure,
Mm-hmm.
they were too radical.
What happened?
They ultimately assassinated him.
They assassinated him.
They did.
It's a sobering reminder
Yeah.
of how difficult real change can be.
It is.
This is heavy stuff.
It's a lot to take in.
We've got Jesus returning, shadowy figures controlling everything,
It's crazy.
a soldier who becomes president but is ultimately assassinated.
It's a lot.
It is a lot to take in.
But remember,
Yeah.
Karahan's book isn't about providing easy answers and
Yeah.
painting a dystopian picture.
Right.
It's about pushing us to confront these questions,
Yeah.
to think critically about the world we live in
Mm-hmm.
and the choices we make.
Well, he's certainly given us a lot to think about.
He has.
We're going to need a moment to process all of this.
Yeah, we will.
Okay, so we've been on quite the journey with life.
We have.
Existence as a shared dream souls on this cosmic adventure.
Time travel.
Time travel. A modern-day Jesus. A soldier turned president challenging the powers that be.
Yeah, it's a lot to process.
It really is a lot.
Karahan doesn't shy away from those big questions.
No, he doesn't.
The complexities of human existence,
Right.
and all those forces that shape our world.
And we've seen how those forces can be both beautiful and brutal.
Right.
We've seen those glimmers of hope, some pretty dark moments of despair.
Yeah. So where does that leave us?
That's the question, isn't it?
Is Karahan offering any solutions
Or is he just leaving us with this bleak outlook?
Well, he doesn't give us a step-by-step guide to utopia or anything,
Right.
but he does offer some pretty powerful insights,
Okay, like what?
and thought-provoking ideas.
Oh.
Remember that madman who tells Sisam and Suzaj?
Yeah.
Anything you can think of or even dream of can become true.
Yes. That line has been echoing in my mind this whole time.
I know, right?
It suggests that our thoughts, our beliefs,
Yeah.
can actually shape reality.
Exactly. And Karahan goes further,
He has
emphasizing the power of choice and empathy.
choice and empathy.
He argues that instead of getting lost
Lost in what?
in this search for the ultimate meaning of life,
Okay.
We should just focus on living in a way that brings happiness to ourselves and those around us.
I'm kind of wrestling with that idea.
Really?
It feels almost too simple, you know?
What do you mean?
Just focus on living a good life.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the point. Maybe we overcomplicate things.
I think you're right.
What do you think Karahan is trying to say?
I think he's challenging us to shift our focus from external validation to inner peace. To making choices that align with our moral compass. Regardless of whether someone is watching or judging.
It's about taking responsibility for our own lives and the impact we have on the world.
That's it.
But what about those shadowy figures we keep encountering in the book?
Oh, yeah, the ones pulling the strings.
Yeah, the ones who seem to control so much. Can we really overcome their influence?
That's where Karahan brings in this idea.
What idea?
Of using media for positive change.
Using media?
Yeah, he envisions media that promotes empathy. Moral values. And a desire to make the world a better place.
Instead of all the negativity and consumerism?
Imagine being exposed to content that inspires us.
To what?
To be kind, to be compassionate, and to work towards the common good.
It's a radical idea?
It is.
But a powerful one.
If media can influence us in negative ways, why not harness that power for good?
Yeah, and Karahan reminds us that if we are truly interconnected, like fragments of this larger whole,
as part of that super being,
our actions have this ripple effect that goes beyond what we can see.
Even the small things matter.
So even small acts of kindness can contribute to a more positive and loving world.
Exactly.
That's actually a very reassuring thought.
It is.
It means that we're not powerless.
Nope.
Every choice we make, every action we take, it matters.
It all matters, and it brings us back to that fundamental question.
Which is?
If we are all connected, how does that change our understanding of responsibility and purpose?
I'm starting to see how all these ideas weave together. This shared dream. The soul's journey, the power of choice, the interconnectedness of everything.
It's all connected.
It's all pointing towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe.
And it's not just about understanding.
It's about what?
It's about living in alignment with that understanding.
Living in alignment.
It's about making conscious choices. Choices that ripple outwards, you know, creating positive change in our own lives and in the world around us.
So this deep dive hasn't just been about exploring the meaning of life.
No.
It's been about exploring how to live a more meaningful life.
That's a good way to put it.
And ultimately, that's a journey we all have to take on our own.
We do. Karen provides the framework.
The ideas.
But it's up to each of us to find our own path.
To make our own choices.
To create our own meaning.
It's a bit daunting.
Yeah.
But also incredibly empowering.
It is.
We're not just passive observers in this grand cosmic play.
You're right.
We're active participants, co-creators of our own reality.
And that is a powerful realization.
It is. If we choose to embrace it, who knows what we can achieve?
Individually and collectively.
This has been a truly thought-provoking deep dive.
It has.
Life is a book that really stays with you.
It does.
Long after you finish reading it.
It invites us to keep questioning, to keep exploring.
And keep striving to live a life that's both meaningful and fulfilling.
Well said.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into life by Levent Karahan.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope it sparked some interesting thoughts for you.
I hope so.
And inspired you to continue exploring these big questions.
Keep searching.
Until next time, keep diving deep.